Morning, this is Justin. It is April 6th, 2021. This is the morning warm-up session for me getting started. I'm going to be doing some facilitation during the 8 o'clock hour today. So wanted to get warmed up, get the voice moving, get sort of the, not even the voice moving, but getting the brain working. So, and also to test out the new lighting setup to see how that goes. And so yeah, this is just a warm-up session to do some facilitation today. Whole idea of these inspired by accidental genius, getting ideas that are rattling around inside the head, outside the head into a place where they could potentially be useful. I like to talk a bunch to tap into the subconscious mind, and I don't talk about that why subconscious mind because it sort of sounds woo-woo, or it's not why I don't talk about it, but our conscious minds, the ones that we think about, they're sort of divine to make us seem safe, which is make us look good, make us not do things that are too risky. I don't like this as much. Let's try this one. I did it. Full picture in picture. I like that a little bit bigger, but yeah, that's all right. We'll work with it to do stuff. Oh wow, that light's weird. To make us, yeah, it's a little psychedelic is what it's coming through here. The conscious mind's designed to keep us safe and to not take risks and to do things that are outside of the norm. So the subconscious mind is where we start getting to the truth. Now the subconscious mind might not be feeding us the best stuff all the time, but it's if we're going to play in the conversation of innovation, we've got to start tapping into a subconscious mind. Now there's two ways to do that, right? There's collectively, that's where we start working on stuff together and have a chance to take advantage of serendipity. But also I'm interested in the solo aspects of, if we talk about, enough, and so you need both of them, right? You need the solo work, the self work to be able to look internally and give, surface some of the better ideas ourselves and surface all the ideas, right? And inside of the volume of surfacing a lot of different ideas, you get to surface some of the ones that aren't so great. So that's number one. And then there's working alongside, working with people together. My friend Martin, let me just go to Yak real quickly here. My friend Martin was telling me yesterday, which is interesting context for some of the stuff that we do on Yak. Yak's my favorite place to start doing a lot of this brainstorming, especially with human beings asynchronously. But what was he talking about? Let me just see. It's a William Isaac book. Dialogue. Yeah, dialogue. Dialogue is the activity of speaking together. And it's interesting. When we look at, when we're able to have ideas starting to bounce off of each other and starting to, ideas starting to bounce off each other and starting to work together. So the whole purpose of this one is just to warm up, just to speak, just to share some of the ideas. Let me see, William Isaac, what's it called? The Art of Dialogue. That might be William Isaac's book. Let me just see, what's it called? Let me make sure I get this right. There's no reason to get it wrong since I've got it here in my dialogue, thinking together. Let me just see if that's what it's called. William Isaac's book, Dialogue, the art. Oh, let's get that one off here. The art of thinking together. All right, so interesting. So yeah, waking up this morning, want to get warmed up, sort of get inside of that warm-ups. That's the whole purpose of doing this live right here, is just to get warmed up and to get some stuff started. We talk about a couple of different things. I go back to every single day. This keeps on coming up for me as top of the list, exciting. Creator coins, creating coins around people's works, being able to create economies around work that's not necessarily transactional. So what there is there's coins that are allocated to individual creators who are doing non-traditional work. When I talk about non-traditional work, it's artists, music, art, people who have audiences of people, and giving those people an opportunity to participate in the economics of the program. So I just said a bunch of words that probably didn't make a lot of sense. It rallies an open network that enables creators to launch vibrant and independent economies with their communities powered by the Ethereum blockchain. So that is it's vibrant and independent economies. Right. And what I love about this is they can get pretty small, like the economies can get pretty small. And a lot of people use the coins to, here's how you can tip me for doing some of the work, or here's how you can hire me as a consultant. But what gets really interesting, where people in the community can start exchanging coins with each other. And that's where you start creating a large knock-on effect inside of the community. That's the explanation of that one. So I was just thinking top of mind on that. Any sort of and something happens when there's coin that is exchanged, and it's different than exchange of dollars, and it's just different than just doing work for the purpose of helping the community out by the self. So not saying any or one is better than the other, just saying something different happens. There's a different experience. Other activity that we're going through each day, shipping an essay every day. My essays are typically brainstorms like this. I'm doing one shot and launch, but I really like this program of 300 people shipping an essay or attempting to ship an essay every single day. There's accountability structures where we're put into different teams. There's also there's individual accountability. So it's a really a lightweight way to build a habit that's important. It's the habit of writing. And I realized I signed up for this because I realized my writing was getting worse and worse because I was doing less and less of it. Very challenging for me to get into flow state with writing. I don't know what's going on here. Very difficult for me to get into flow state with writing. I'm gonna have to get rid of this like psychedelic thing that's happening with this shirt here. Very difficult for me to get into flow state with writing, but it's pretty as much as it is with talking, and especially doing some of the walking and talking stuff. But that's why I want to get the writing, because writing is the best way to be, or one of the best ways, an important tool to be able to clarify thinking. That's probably arguably the best way. Other thing that started popping up for me again that I'm pretty excited about, Lasky.co. Talked about this before, not that everybody's watching every single day, but Lasky.co, high quality professional services made simple. What I like about that, I'm part of their, they call it expert network. Let's see. Yeah, I think it is an expert network. Just being able to provide microservices to people. So if you think about it, it's like a Fiverr type activity for some of the more expensive work is probably the way that I put it. But what I like about it is it's a good way to be able to meet people, to be able to learn about different projects and be able to work together. My thesis right now is and I've been thinking about this for about 10 years, hiring it shouldn't be like a long interview process and then, go or no go. It's just like, it's almost like, a marriage relationship right at the beginning. Give people a chance to work together, right, in a kind of low risk, short-term project to get to know each other. You get to know the project, you get to know the people, you get to know some of the opportunities, some of the pitfalls that you're going to work with, and then decide to be able to accelerate the relationship. So hiring the traditional way that it's being done right now just doesn't make a ton of sense to me personally. And so I like participating in things that are working a little bit differently. Another tool that I'm starting to become a fan of, probably going to try out, is Respawna, an opportunity to build relationships at scale. So here is the challenge that I run into. So I do lead generation for a bunch of different things. And so you can do one of two ways. One, you can do relationship build, like one-to-one relationship building, which is direct, and which is great, but and relationship should always come first, but it's a challenge to get to enough people that might find what you're actually, the direct thing that you're working on, important or valuable. I shouldn't say important. valuable. The other way is sort of a spray and pray sort of approach where you reach out to a whole bunch of different people. And the problem with that is it's pretty see-through, right? When you're doing, you know, mass reach outs, you might hit some people, but it's pretty obvious that it is not authentic. So Respawna tries to sort of be in the middle, being able to get volume, thoughtful volume. We actually pick some of the pieces that, you know, some of the people that you're working with, and be able to connect out. So they're great with podcast reach outs, and also with Haro. So I think they are they're in beta right now. So it's still early days for this project, but an interesting one. And I met with Farzad yesterday. I love the way that they do some of the onboarding to build the relationship first, to walk people through the product first. So I learned about this on a podcast on Sunday morning, the Automate and Grow podcast. And on Monday, I had a meeting, and you're going to try it out, right? They've got the monthly plan and annual plan. I'm going to give it a try out, either for some of the stuff that I'm working on or potentially for some of the client stuff. So excited about that one. And then obviously we've got Otter running in the background here. Otter keeps on getting to get the transcripts, because what do we talk about here today? All right, we're going to be out of here in a second, and to go through some of the things that we talked about, and some of the ideas that we are working through. And so I get this transcribed. Probably we'll make this into a podcast on the back end, and then but we'll also have it and be able to break apart the transcript and see what stuff we want to dig into and to work more. So have an amazing day. Thanks a lot for anybody who's watching. Appreciate those who are live, or anybody who's watching it on the back end. Have an amazing one.